Hi, folks, wherever you may be. I appreciate you just being a part of our devotion today. Our character study finds us with a tale of sorts. Some people would call it a fable or something made up. And that all wraps around this guy, Noah, the famous ark builder of the Old Testament. Some would say, that's just a tall tale. And most of us would know it, whether you stepped in a church or not, you grew up as a believer, right with your family, you would know the story of Noah. But across the board, people know this story. In fact, it's even a bigger story because Hollywood has picked this up, right? And made several movies about it. You know, recently with Evan Almighty was a funny one about Noah. And then, of course, Russell Crowe's named Noah, that movie. And Bill Cosby, way back in the day in the 60s, had a famous stand-up around the story of Noah. And then he did it again in the 80s. So what do we make of this tale? Is it real? Well, there's much more to it than that, because we know that Noah was a faithful person. In fact, in Hebrews, it says this about Noah. It says that Noah, when warned about things not yet seen, in holy fear, he built an ark to save his family. Now listen to this statement. And by his faith, he condemned the world. That's interesting. And became heir of the righteousness that comes by faith. I think that's an amazing statement, that by his faith, he condemned everybody. But Noah was named Comfort. That's what his name literally means. His dad thought that Noah would bring comfort to all the people. I'm not sure if that actually played out, since everybody passed on with the flood. But he certainly, by his faith, brought redemption, brought humanity, saved it by his faith. Secondly, Noah was a righteous man. You got to hear what Genesis 6 tells us about him. It says that he was blameless among the people, and that Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. Here's someone that God can use, and I think that's a great thing for us. Our righteousness can be brought before the Lord, and he can use that for his own glory and for his own service. Third, his faith had to be amazing. To be able to do the things that had never even been talked about before, never been seen, took, I think, incredible amount of faith. And in short, let's just talk about a couple. Never before seen rain. You know, what's this flood thing all about? Lord, and you're going to ask me to do this, and there's never been rain from the sky. Interesting. He built a massive boat, and he did it on dry land. Think of the engineering that went into this project, even before there was power tools and anything like that. And he did it again, not in the water or dry dock, but on dry ground. And it was sufficient enough to float. It's interesting to me. And he brought 2 of every kind of creature to this ark. Incredible, faithful feat. And then he took care of said animals. You know, was he a builder? Was he a zoologist? How did he know all these things? Yet by faith he did them. I'm pretty sure I would fail. What about you? Would you just go for this? So to me, Noah is an incredible person of faith. And then fourth, we have this rainbow. I remember back in our high school group, a kid came to the Lord and just started picking up his Bible, and he was reading the Old Testament and the New Testament together. And one time during our retreat, he was reading Genesis, and he exclaimed, "This is where the rainbow came from." And he was all excited to tell everybody. Here we have this thought, I'll never forget that, this thought of a rainbow coming into the sky, and God says, "Look up, Noah, this is my covenant to you. I'll never do this again." So Noah's story is much more than a tale or a fable. In fact, many other civilizations talked about this great flood. But in Noah, we find someone that gives us an example of listening to God and then following by faith. Hey, whatever you think about Bill Cosby, I'm going to include a video link for you if you want to click on that about his first routine around Noah. I think it's humorous. Many of you have seen it, but it just kind of lends to the story today. But Christian, Noah is someone that we can learn a lot from. Let's take this time to be still before God, listen to him, and then after we hear from him, follow faithfully. Thanks, church. I appreciate the time. We'll see you again real soon.